All right, guys, Mind Games. Everybody keeps talking about Mind Games fragrances. Now, I picked up a few of them about a year and a half ago when I heard they were going to make a mango fragrance. And it was alluring, sexy, attractive, and your boy needed to get it. But we're going to get into some of the top Mind Games fragrances in my collection and tell you if they're worth picking up. Stay tuned. So let's start off with the first one I was mentioning. Now, this is one of their most famous fragrances from the line. And it features that note of mango. It's kind of peppery. It's got a tomato leaf vibe, but it's citrusy, it's classy, it's elegant, and it's perfectly unisex in my opinion. And that fragrance is Mind Games Blockade. Yes, Mind Games Blockade. I love these presentations, especially how they're formed after chess pieces. But in the air, magic, completely magic. You pick up that mango. I believe there's some woods in here. Like I said, that tomato leaf vibe. And it's got this peppery nuance that kind of comes across like Aventus or Sauvage. They don't smell like those fragrances, but this is kind of its own unique offering. It will remind you of other things, but I think it's a must-have, must-own for anybody's collection, especially if you like mango. And again, that's Blockade by Mind Games. So guys, with this next Mind Games fragrance, it's a 10 out of 10. I don't care who you ask, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. Now, this one is probably my favorite Mind Games in my collection next to Blockade. And that fragrance is Mind Games French Defense. Yes, French Defense by Mind Games. Magnetic cap, awesome, cherry. It's got a touch of violet leaf that I pick up on, even though it's really kind of in the background. Mostly from this fragrance, you're going to get cherry, amber, and woods, and it really transitions as you spray it on your skin. Starts off with a sweet burst of cherry, and as it dries down, it kind of transitions into like this, like I said, violet leaf, slightly rosy, ambery, woody fragrance. It is amazing. It's beautifully blended, and if you're a cherry fan, it's a must-have, must-own, period. But expect to drop some money on these fragrances. Forewarn you guys. Sample, sample, sample. And if you do sample and fall in love with this fragrance, expect to pay a premium. However, I do have a code at Mind Games. I'll link it down below. You can save an extra 10%. In the scheme of things, you're going to save 30, 40 bucks per bottle. But again, that's Mind Games French Defense. A masterpiece. All right, and this next Mind Games fragrance, perfectly unisex. It's going to feature a note of vanilla, and I think which fragrance we're going to, you guys know about. But that is Mind Games Queening. Yes, Mind Games Queening. It's a soft, fresh, vanilla, iris. Kind of got some darker nuances, like a booziness, way in the background. But through most of the fragrance, you're going to pick up basically vanilla and iris. Soft, clean, projecting, alluring, just a sensual style scent, perfect for date nights, perfect for night outs in my opinion. And with all these Mind Games fragrances, I get at least 8 hours longevity. Specifically with this one, it is just sexiness in a bottle. And don't take my word for it, sample, 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 sample before you spend $300+ on a fragrance. Just because I have them does not mean you guys need them. But one of my favorite vanilla fragrances in the collection, 100%. And again, that's Queening by Mind Games. All right, in this next fragrance, it's a newer release from Mind Games. I believe it should still be in stock on mindgames.com or Mind Games website, but I'll try and link it down below too. And this is one of the longest lasting tropical fragrances in my collection. I got 10+ hours on a full wearing, and when I sampled it on skin, I got about 11 hours. So with that being said, this is one of the best tropical fragrances, I think, period. Next to Mr. Maritime, which is discontinued, Hugo Boss Pacific, which is also discontinued, and Gin Tonic by M. Micallef. But this fragrance is Counterplay by Mind Games. Yes, Counterplay You're going to pick up some tropical honeyed melon, some guava. There might be a touch of coconut in here. I could be wrong. I'll try and put up the notes above, but this is such an alluring, sexy, classy, again, perfectly unisex with most of the Mindgames. Now, I'm not too heavy in their gourmands, but this is a great, fantastic tropical fragrance. Now, I believe there's a banana note listed on this fragrance. I don't pick up any banana. I pick up more of like a watermelon guava vibe with some slight white florals. It's not too overpowering type of white florals, but you still smell them in the background nonetheless. Fantastic fragrance, a 10 out of 10. And again, that's Counterplay by Mindgames. All right, guys, and those are some of my favorite Mindgames fragrances in my collection. Now, there's a few that didn't make the list that I just don't have full bottles. Shout out to Gambit and The Forward. More great fragrances to come. But if you enjoyed today's content, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and remember, as always, guys, stay clean, stay fresh, and the world is yours. We'll talk soon, guys.